guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be reviewing on this new palette from Viseart. So this is the Etendu Bijouxette palette. So this is how it looks like in the inside. There is a protective cover over here, so let me just remove that. You can see these are very beautiful jewel tone shades. So I actually bought this from Beauty Leash and the shipping is really quite fast. I received this rather quickly. So I didn't buy the other palette, and that's because I feel like I have similar color stories already in my collection. So let me show you what I've bought as well. So I bought this palette over here. This is the Paris Love Letter. It's in the same size. It's also her Etendu palette. So these are very gorgeous colors. I love this green as well as this purple. I also bought one of a Petite Falls palette. So this one doesn't come with a mirror, but it is really very handy, especially if you are traveling with this palette. Look how cute it is. So when I first got the Etendu palette, I was really pleasantly surprised because what I have previously in her collection are these Petite Pro. So you can see these pens are relatively smaller compared to the pens in her Etendu palette. So this is the Etendu palette. So you can see the big size difference over here. So let me show you some of the similar shades that I think I already have in my collection, and which is why I didn't buy the other palette. So this is the Petite Pro, the one you saw just now. This is in Solstice. So this is more of a orangey shade, orangey tone. And I have another palette over here. This is the Midsummer palette, also her Petite Pro. And the other palette that I have over here just now, this is the Paris Love Letter. So I have this kind of orangey beigey tones as well. So this is the reason why I didn't buy that palette. So now let's quickly get into the swatches of the new Bijouxette palette. So these are the swatches of the palette from the top row to the bottom row. So now I'm going to compare these colors to the Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette. So this is the Circo Loco palette over here. So I do find that they have very similar color stories. This is also more of a jewel tone palette. So these are the shades. So I'm just going to quickly swatch some of the similar shades on the hand and show you the comparisons. So these are the comparisons to Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette. So you can see they do got some similar colors over here, especially more so for the blue, purple, and the pink is much brighter in the Natasha Denona palette, and this orangey yellow shade also is much brighter. So this color is much orangey compared to this. This is more of a reddish orange color. So they do have very similar colors. Only the Natasha Denona palette is much more pigmented. You can see here, this is the Viseart Bijouxette palette, and the Circo Loco is definitely much more vibrant and bright. So if you like this kind of colors but you are very scared to wear such bright colors out, I think you can go for the Bijouxette palette because it's much more tame and wouldn't be so bright and colorful on the eye. So let's take a look side by side of the palettes. Okay, so now let's go into the eye looks I'm going to create with the new palette. So we are going to create this eye look over here. So for the first color, I'm going to take this light brown shade over here and put it all over my crease. So this is a very nice color. Next up, I'm going to take this gorgeous blue over here and put it near the outer corner of my eye. So you can see this blue is quite pigmented and the color is picking up nicely. So next I'm going to pick up the color beside it. So this green over here, I'm going to use the other side of my brush. So I'm going to place it near the center of my lid and bring it near the inner corner. You can see this nice ombre effect. So this is really a very gorgeous shade. So next, I am going to darken the outer corner of my lid with this dark brown over here. So the colors really blend very nicely. So I'm going to take some of this color and put it at my lower lash line, just the outer part of my lower lash line. And next I'm going to pick up another color. So I'm going to pick up this color over here, and this is going to be my lower lash line color. It's a very nice sort of teal green blue kind of shade. And lastly, for the inner corner of my eye, I'm going to use this and put it in the inner corner of my lid. So this color over here, I think is one of the lightest color I can find in this palette. So this is why I use this as an inner corner highlight. You can see some orange shimmer. So this is the completed look. So let me just go in ahead, put some liner and mascara, and I will be right back. So this is the final eye look. I really like these colors blend together. They are really so gorgeous. So now let's get in ahead with another eye look. So now for the next eye look, so I'm going to use a different shade. So I'm going to take this shade over here and put it on the crease. So this is a darker matte brown. So for this look, I'm going to be using more of her pink and purple. We can definitely use the other more brownish and orangey tones as another look also. So next I will be taking this pink over here and put it near the center part of my lid. Wow, this pink is pigmented. So I'm going to do the same thing in the other eye. And then for the outer corner of my eye, I'm going to take this purple to darken out the look. So with the same brush at the other side, I'm going to pick up this purple. So this pink and purple definitely give me the vibes of the Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette. And I have not been using that palette much because I find the colors are a bit too colorful and it's not as easy to think of a color story to wear, especially for work. But these colors, however, for the Viseart, I feel that they are much more wearable. They are not as bright. So I'm going to deepen the outer corner using the same dark matte brown over here. This is to give it more definition. So same thing, gonna bring this to my lower lash line. Just the outer corner of my lower lash line. And so now for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to take this bright yellow over here, since we did not use this color just now, and I want to test out as many colors as I can. So wow, look at that bright shade over there. This is really very gorgeous. It looks more yellow in the pan, but on the eyes, it has more of an orangey tone. I'm really loving this color. It gives a very nice sunset look. Okay, and lastly, for my lower lash line. So for my lower lash line, I'll take this color over here, which we have not used. So this is definitely very orange in the pan. Let's see how it looks like. So it pulls quite orangey red on the eye. It's a nice color too. So this is really a very nice eye look. The pink and the purple do blend very well, such that the pink doesn't look very bright. So we have a very nice kind of purple over here, not too bright, really very wearable. So I'm going to go in ahead and put some liner and mascara, and I will be right back. So this is the final look. This is really very gorgeous, purplish and orangey tones all together in one. So it looks colorful, but yet not too bright for everyday wear. A look that I always wear, I guess. So now let's go in to my final thoughts about this palette. So my final thoughts about this palette is, I find it really wearable. I especially love this second eye look that I did, because I find that these colors are so grungy and dark, and it's very suitable for work as it's not too colorful. The blue eye look may be too colorful. So I found that the shades are actually quite similar compared to this dark edit over here. So if I took the similar colors I used just now, I put this in the crease, this at the center part of my lid, the dark purple to darken the outer corner of my lid, and this yellow at the inner corner of my lid, I can get roughly the same look over here. And I went in to compare with the Huda Beauty's Python palette just now after doing my first eye look. So I found that some of the greens are very similar. So this green over here, I swatch it together with this lighter green over here. So this green is the one from the Bijouxette palette, swatched with the Huda Beauty's Python palette green. So you can see they are quite different. This one is more of a light apple green, and compared to this is much darker. And next I went in to compare, this is the Bijouxette palette. So I took this teal light green over here, and I compared to the Huda Beauty's Python palette, this textured color over here, and this is the Bijouxette palette. So the green here is darker compared to the textured color in the Huda Beauty's palette. The Huda Beauty's palette is much more shivery in tone, silvery in tone I mean. So I definitely prefer the Bijouxette palette because they are more pigmented. For the Huda Beauty's palette, you need to build in a lot, need to layer up a lot to get a more pigmented color. And I found that the textures in the Bijouxette palette is of course much better. It's more easy to apply, It has a better formula compared to the Huda Beauty's palette. So that's it for my review. Hope you like my channel. Please like and subscribe, and tell me whether you like this palette or not. I will see you again in the next one. Bye guys!